I left the Catholic Church because I converted to Protestantism. But my mom doesn't know it yet. Because every Sunday, when she goes to church, I just tell her that I'm gonna go on different hour than her. And then I just go out. And she thinks that I'm at church, but I'm actually not. I'm just waiting an hour and I come back home. And she thinks that I was at church. But this time was different. This time my mom was like, go with me. At the same time as her. So I didn't really have the opportunity to not attend the church. So I was forced to go there. So I sit there with her in this church and I hear the priest saying all these things that I totally disagree with, that are totally not in line with Jesus' teachings and his apostles' teachings. I look at all these people repeating the same gestures as the priest, saying amen to all these things that are totally unbiblical, along with my mom. Like, it really, really hurts me to see. Because I know that every single one of these people is heading towards hell. Is gonna die in hell unless the true message is preached to them. They look at my mom and I'm like, tomorrow is her birthday. She's getting older with each day. But I'm sitting there in sadness and not telling her that Catholicism is not the way. And that crushed me so much. That was like, she's getting older with each day. I don't know when she's gonna die. I mean, she's holding very well. Very well. But she's getting older with each day. This day is not gonna go back. And because of my fearfulness, because of my procrastination, if she died today, she would go to hell. This can't be the way. The next day, I go to her room and I'm like, where is the Bible? It was a good conversation starter. It's such a clever way. Because she's like, it's there. And so I take the Bible and she's like, hey, why do you need the Bible? I'm like, oh, because I'm going through a crisis. Every time I think about salvation, and especially salvation by works, I open the Bible and I like reading it. And we start talking. And I share her some passages that explain why Catholicism is not biblical. Of course, I didn't say it in such a way, but I was like, you're not saved by your works. You're saved only by the works of Jesus Christ. And she was like, yeah, that makes sense. So the message was preached. In that church, that moment I realized that it's her birthday tomorrow. She's gonna die if I don't tell her that. If she died today, she would die in hell. So I must absolutely freaking tell her the good news. And the next day, I gathered myself. I found the courage to speak to her and to share the good news. Was it comfortable? Of course it wasn't. But it wasn't as bad as it was in my brain. It's very often the case that I'm afraid to do something. I'm really afraid to do something. But in reality, it doesn't turn out to be that bad. It just turns out to be a lot easier and a lot more fine than I imagined it to be. So that's the first thing that I was like, okay, these hard things, these things that I fear, shouldn't be really that fear, because they rarely turn out to be even close to what I've been thinking in my brain. They rarely are as bad as they are in my brain. Literally never. So that's the first thing that I've learned. So these things, I shouldn't fear them, because in reality, they are way less scary than in my brain. Another thing was just, it's a good reminder to not procrastinate. It's a good reminder that time is just flowing. Time is going forward. And things happen. So I can't allow myself to wait another day and another day and another day. I can't. Like, my mom is quite healthy. My mom is like still walking. My mom is still quite young, you could say. But her clock is ticking. My clock is ticking as well. And everybody's clock is ticking as well. I can't allow myself, like, I knew that she would die in hell. I knew that. I must tell her immediately how to be saved. Because if I don't know what's gonna happen. But she must hear business. So every time I'm gonna think about procrastinating, I'm gonna remind myself of this thing, that my procrastination and my fears nearly killed my mother. So this is a huge reality check to just grow my balls and find the courage and to just not procrastinate ever in my life. Because it might have devastating consequences. Maybe sometimes it's not gonna be as devastating as somebody who you love dying in hell. But surely there are gonna be negative consequences of my procrastination. So this is gonna be an amazing reminder to not procrastinate ever again. Of course, I will procrastinate someday, but the less I do it, the better. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you found it helpful, and see you guys till next time.